Good evening, guys. Welcome to the program. Last few session, I am trying to bring some job description from the active posting in many job portals and trying to elaborate or discuss what is the employee's requirement. And we have seen a couple of these in the last week. And now I would like to take one important JD from an organization recent. This week it has been posted and try to dissect and find out what exactly employers are looking for in supply chain profession. Maybe very few employers are very specific and very clear in the requirement, but I see many large multinational organizations, the job description is very vague and they expect everything to be performed even by a junior position. In any case, we do not have a choice. Okay, when you are in the job market looking for a better job, especially in a multinational job, there you cannot simply avoid that. So let me include my screen. Allow me a few seconds so that I can display my screen. So we will take one active job posting in one of the job portal for a supply chain professional, and I have not modified anything from the job description. Of course, our my focus I want to be on hard skill, not the soft skill, because you may have a lot of guidance on soft skill, how to prepare for the interview or how to present yourself. Those are all soft skill. I am looking at the skills which are specific to supply chain domain, and we will discuss that in this session. Before that, a small brief introduction. Now, my name is Patavi Raman. This is my Udemy profile. I have recently in Udemy, I have also offered some free courses there. Within a short period of 2 weeks, I can see more than 1,000 people have enrolled. You are also welcome either to go to Udemy site or come welcome to our site. I'm also available in LinkedIn profile. You can search by name supply chain master. Okay. Coming to my background, I am an engineer with a PG degree in management and data science. I have nearly 2.5 decades in this large multinational organization. I have started my career in Bosch in the planning function. I have handled various subdomain at various levels during my 25 years of career, and the last 10 years I have been heading the supply chain function in this organization. Currently, I am CEO for the organization known as Thoughtware Training with a trademark of Expert ACM. Coming to my certification, if you are a supply chain professional, you should be aware about AACM and APEX. They provide globally recognized certification, and I have all these three certification. There is one equivalent institute called DDI. They also provide similar certification like demand driven planner professional, which may be critical for demand planning. I am also a certified purchasing manager and project management professional, apart from qualified in analytics. Coming to our organization, we are 5 years old organization based in Bangalore. We provide both consulting and training in the field of supply chain, purchasing, logistic, and supply chain analytics. Coming to specific job posting, today I am trying to discuss a posting which I took it from a job portal. Today it is from the for the company called Shell. It's one of the leading player in the oil and natural gas section. Okay, they are looking for a supply chain analyst, and this is the job description. In fact, I want to pull away whatever odd skill expected from this job posting and we can discuss in the coming minutes. Of course, this was picked today. Today is 8th, I think, 8th March, and posted 3 days earlier. So it's a pretty new, available, still live. So let us dissect for the position detail. If you see, they are looking for a technical degree and MEA background with relevant professional experience of 4 to 6 years in the areas related to oil and gas, energy, manufacturing, process industries, contracting and procurement, focusing on technical and commercial aspect. So possibly they are not restricting the candidate only from oil and gas. You can see the background can be from energy, manufacturing, process industry. So it covers most of the organization where supply chain is there, and they are talking about business related contracting, procurement, and the strategic sourcing. So the core aspect is something related to strategic sourcing, but still they are naming this position as supply chain analyst. So let us see in detail about what they are looking, and they are also looking for experience in management consulting for related industry with a demonstrated analytical acumen. So many things are stuffed into a small paragraph. Maybe over expectation from employees from a junior candidate who is 4 to 6 years. If we go through the details, you will understand it covers the entire spectrum of not only supply chain management, it is for the entire organizational management. It looks like a operational management. Okay, designation still it is called supply chain analyst, qualification BE, MBA, experience 4 to 6 years, relatively junior level, and domain, though it is oil and gas, other people are also welcome to apply. The function, though, seems to be procurement or strategic sourcing. As we discuss in the further slide, it's more than that. Okay, location is not clear. I am not able to locate neither the salary, but you are rest assured when you join this type of company, the salary package will be naturally high compared to other MNCs. Coming to working as a part of MICA, so they have given a brief summary of 4 or 5 requirement on the top of the job description. So they are talking about being committed team player. So I am not going to discuss about soft skill. Next one is being highly analytical and effective in communication. Okay, and engaging in cost modeling, benchmarking projects, and also provide analytical insight across a range of categories. Okay, one thing which was available, which I have not taken, is they are talking something called should cost modeling. Should cost modeling. Maybe if you are in purchasing, you may be aware about this cost model. In fact, I have done one session on that particular cost model in one of my previous sessions. You can always go back. So here I want to focus only on the art skill. The what you can infer from is they are looking for a highly analytical person. They should be aware of various cost modeling, and like ABC was traditional, but there is one more specific they are looking is should cost modeling. Actually, should cost modeling is there for a very long time, especially in American army or military system, where the expenditure was huge and they were not getting any much saving while negotiating. So they were working with the supplier to understand the cost structure, and it was a joint collaborative arrangement, and maybe possible only for high volume, high cost purchase, and they were able to work because the American military is spending billions of dollar in their purchase. So they were talking about should cost modeling. So Shell is also purchasing or spending billions of dollar in their purchase, so they are expecting should cost modeling. Generally in India, we do not normally use, but if you are aware about this process, it is fine. Next one is benchmarking. So compared to your purchase, who is the best in the market? So you should know how to what metric you can use, how to measure them, and in your domain who is the leader, and if you are below them, what are the methods you can do so that you can bring them up. That's what is benchmarking. Oil, gas, renewable energy is the focus. And when they say MICA, they are talking about the market intelligence and category analysis. MICA is a team within Shell. It refers to market intelligence and category analysis. Okay. Coming to the next topic, in the summary, they have given working across asset to develop country asset specific supply chain insights, identifying opportunities in sustainability, energy transition related to oil and gas and other industry. So many things are stuck there. Maybe I am coming across many such job description where the expectation from the candidate is more like a head of a supply chain who is having 20 years experience not only in supply chain but all emerging technologies apart from other functions. So one such requirement is given here. So of course they are specifically put analysts, so you cannot escape from knowing the analytic portion of it. When we say insight, it refers to data mining, or it could be the exploratory data analysis. And one more important they have given is sustainability related to that domain, and energy transition. We will see these two terms in the coming slide, but we will give some focus on sustainability. Possibly, if you are in the general engineering industry, you may be already knowing about sustainability to protect the environment. Maybe we have green supply chain or green clean production or reverse logistic working. But oil and gas, I was just googling to find out what are the sustainability concept which they are trying to adopt. They are talking about a very different kind. For example, environmental advantage of using water-based drilling fluids over oil-based drilling fluids, and which classes of drilling chemicals pose the risk to environment. And there are some standard like OSPOR, HOCNF, and PLO, NOR. These are related to oil and gas sustainability practices which they are using in the field. So you are expected to explore this and also have some knowledge with respect to that. And the other section, they are talking about energy transition. So here you should be clear. We are moving from fossil fuel to other types of cleaner fuels. So possibly you should have an idea about emission intensity, methane reduction, reduce flaring, and venting carbon dioxide, efficiency improvement. So if I Google, since I am not from oil and gas sector, I have to depend on Google to understand what this term means. Okay, so they are talking about so many things which are related to the pollution control or reducing the carbon footprint. So the junior position is expected to understand all this and contribute to the organization development. Next two important summary point they are talking is analyzing market and industry the information to produce insight which feed as a input to other projects, providing output communication in the form of presentation, reports, analysis. So here they are also looking for some recommendation. Not only doing analysis is not sufficient. You should give recommendation and also some form of a visualization. Okay, somewhere they are talking about tracking signal. I really don't know whether there is a second meaning for tracking signal. Normally, we use in forecasting error, we use the tracking signal, but it is mentioned without mentioning about forecast. I am not sure Does it have a second meaning? But as per Google, everything goes back to the forecast error. Okay, but the job position doesn't look talk about forecasting error. Mainly, they are in this slide. They are talking about your presentation skill, visualization. Okay, there are a lot of tools available for visualization. You should know about that. Coming to the one more aspect they are talking is producing thought papers on best practices, emerging trends in supply chain excellence, and they want also you to support best practices. Don't be afraid, though it's a junior position. They want you to support on all A to Z in any organization. Possibly, this is a specification for a CEO. I would like to interview the CEO whether he knows everything, whatever specified in this particular job. Okay, supply chain excellence, implement the best practices. Okay, for a junior position. Next one, they are talking about strong analytical skill. And one more thing, they are talking about valuable insight on economic, technical, financial, or commercial areas to support the decision. This is where I am talking at a much higher level, not only at a head of supply chain level. Usually, when we were head of supply chain, we mainly focus on supply chain. But if I am a CEO of the company, I would like to know what is happening in finance, what is happening in marketing and commercial areas. So they are looking for such insight. Insight could also mean that you should have a knowledge. You cannot simply take some data out and interpret. Okay. Uh, they say strong analytical, but how strong is not clear. What tools required is also not clear. Large volumes of data they have specified. Large volume of data, does it mean big data? Okay, big data means you should use some high tech tools like Hadoop, but normally a supply chain executive is not expected to handle big data. If you have a big data, you need to utilize some data scientists to support the data supply chain executive. But here they are trying to mix up. The requirement is not clear because large volume should be defined. Generally, I have seen many organizations, it could be medium data where Excel cannot handle, and it's a single system operated. When you go for Adobe, it is a parallel computing spread across multiple systems. But when you go to that side, it is not a supply chain job. Okay, that is something different. So there is some clarity required. Maybe if someone from Shell is watching, better get a clarity on this point, because you should be clear when you are talking about supply chain. You are looking for a functional expert with additional skill in data analytics. Okay, you are not looking for a data scientist in a supply chain, that too with 4 years experience. It is not possible to get. Okay, so economic, financial, commercial areas, out of box idea that too required. So you need a wide in-depth knowledge. Possibly they may have same job description, whether it's for a junior or mid or senior level or CEO. It is possible. Okay, these are some of the soft skills they have specified, like learner mindset, excellent communication skill, mature attitude, strong people skill, willingness and behavioral ability. I'm not going to discuss on soft skill. You have a lot of people available who can advise you. Now, coming to exposure to contracting and procurement, strategic sourcing, market analysis, commercial analysis of capital projects, operating. This seems to be okay, reasonable for a person who is in a strategic sourcing with having some analytical background. This is fine. This requirement seems to be fine. And one more, they are also looking for a consulting experience. And if you see the second statement, they are talking about working in a consulting environment on project with varying complexity and high ambiguity. So I can understand why this job description itself has a high ambiguity, because They expect you to handle their clients who have high complexity as well as high ambiguity. Okay, so if they need a best person, possibly they have to select from their own team. It looks like that. But unfortunately, if you are looking for a job, there is no other option. In this type of a situation, I feel even getting a 30 or 40% job fit is very difficult. If they will be lucky if they are able to get someone with a 50% job fit. So if you are having that level of knowledge, I welcome you to apply. Though I am not related to Shell, I am reviewing their job position. Okay, some of the points they have given: experience within supply chain analytics with the leading e-commerce gains could be a plus. Exposure to big data analysis, data science, linear, non-linear programming, mathematical modeling. So we have stuffed everything, many things into one JD for a junior executive. So I feel whatever related to data science, they are talking about a very senior data scientist. Possibly when you take a data scientist, they will not have a supply chain or any domain knowledge. Okay, what is expected from a domain knowledge should be at a higher level. If someone is talking about supply chain, they are expected to have higher knowledge in supply chain, and other things should be added skill, but it should not become the major. Experience in downstream loop sector could be a plus. There's nothing wrong with that. They are looking for end-to-end supply chain integration. Then one more additional knowledge, possibly like we have seen earlier: sustainability, energy transition, carbon decarbonization knowledge. Knowledge could be a plus. Okay, I saw something from World Economic Forum. They have given a lot of PDF, but PDF reading alone may not be sufficient. This is not the true requirement. They expect you have worked in such a project, then only you will be able to contribute, which seems to be a little high for the normal executives. And one more surprising thing, so when they talk about big data, visualization, all that, they have put only a requirement here finally: proficiency across Microsoft tool like PowerPoint, Excel, Word, Visio. That's all. I'm not sure why they have not mentioned specific analytical tool. These are all common tool which is used by anyone else. Even nowadays, a common analytical tool like SQL and Python is being learned by normal executives. But this is where there is some ambiguity in this position. They talk about big data, but whatever specified doesn't cover that. Is that they are looking something more which they are not handling currently is not clear. Okay, here I have tried to make a small presentation giving you some idea about this job profile. If you have any question, you can type in LinkedIn comments. I am able to watch. There is a question from Ajay Kumar. I have a diploma in DNC. I have 14 years experience in MNC PPC. Can I apply? Ajay Kumar, I am not sure about your resume, but when you say PPC, is it does it mean in the same organization for 14 years, or have you done multiple companies or multiple domains within supply chain? It's not clear. But to apply this position, at least you should have some analytical knowledge. Otherwise, you are not eligible. Okay, possibly you can handle the activity related to supply chain, but how about analytical skill? Do you have analytical skill, Ajay Kumar? Since you have commented in my LinkedIn comments, I am responding to you. If anyone else would like to ask any question, clarification related to this job posting, you are welcome to reach. This live is being streamed across various media, including LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. and you can also revisit when you want to check, especially in our YouTube channel. You can see many such recording where I am going through various job posting. On the other hand, if you want me to review any of the job posting, you can also send it across to me. Any questions from any of the participants? There are a large number of participants live in LinkedIn. Any doubts, questions? Fortunately or unfortunately, nowadays you will see such type of job posting with high level of ambiguity. Maybe they will justify that the job itself will have such a high ambiguity, but still, that I feel that's not okay. If you are calling for a person with 4 to 6 years and dumping all the things required at a much higher level, that seems to be not okay. Okay, Manikant Reddy, what are the average CTC for supply chain analyst? If you take 4 to 6 years, it should be anywhere between 10 to 20 lakhs. Okay, it is always better than pure supply chain guys. So if you have knowledge of supply chain analytics, it is higher. At least I can say 50% or double the normal average salary. And also I have seen they get a better opportunities, also higher growth. In fact, this is the reason why we have started our program on supply chain analytics. Okay, what these employers are not looking is the knowledge about analytical tool. They are looking for the application knowledge. You know, how you are going to use this analytical tool, and they have given various analysis, which is what is required. Ajay Kumar, you have told you have worked in the same company. Possibly, if you have some supply chain analytics knowledge, then you may be a better candidate. Please visit our site. I have given the site details, and our executives detail are also available. If you need any doubts, clarification, you are also welcome to discuss with me. Normally, what is required after 4 or 5 years experience, you need to upskill. The things are changing. Whatever you have studied in the college is totally different from what employers are expecting. And one more additional growing skill set is analytical skill set. Don't simply study the analytical tools. Studying Python or Power BI alone is not going to help. You need a real-time project, then deploy, import them, work out, give proposal, suggestion. You have to work on that field. Okay. Any other questions from any of the participants? So I try to do such a type of review so that for people who are in the job market, it may help you in your own preparation. Many of you may be wondering many times I have applied, I have not got for interview. So these are the reasons. The expectation you have seen in this job profile is for a much higher level, but though they are looking for a very junior level position, maybe a salary could be 10 to 20 lakhs could be possible, but still expectation is too high. But you need, nothing prevents you in applying if you have at least 50% of the skills expected. Minimum supply chain analytics knowledge is required. Okay, if there are no questions, I am ending this session. You are always welcome to reach me or my